Test, test, test. Can you guys hear me? We probably don't need this, but just so everyone can hear, I just want to thank everyone for coming. We've had a lot of folks come through, but I'm going to introduce Carol Ann Lindsey. I'm going to make an announcement that the new cruise ship terminal, right now you'll see in the front of the building Dale R. Lindsey, the new cruise ship terminal that will come before our board, our real estate committee, and then the board in November will be named the Dale R. and Carol Ann Lindsey Seward Cruise Ship Terminal. Wow. So what an honor to have Carol. And Carol, I'll pass this over to you. Can I help carry? Can I get you a chair, or can I carry anything for you? Yes. I don't know if this chair's too high for you. No, that one is too high.
All of you people know who I am now, if you didn't. But I just want to say a few words about Dale. I believe I can speak for him when I say that he would have been very enthusiastic and appreciative for this day to come to pass. To not only see the old dock, the railroad dock go down, but also for a new one, especially coming up. He was a very forward-looking guy, and he was always looking out for Seward. Dale loved the Alaska Railroad. I mean, I say that facetiously. He loved the Alaska Railroad, but he loved all railroads. He never saw a railroad that he didn't want to take a ride on, and frequently he did, as it appeared that most of our annual vacations centered around the railroad conveniently located nearby. Dale's family and mine, as well, have been involved with the Alaska Railroad since its inception in the early 1900s. His grandparents, his parents, and his brother, they were all railroaders that came up from Montana in 1929. And they came specifically to Alaska to work as locomotive engineers on the Alaska Railroad. And my grandfather, Cap Horton, arrived in Alaska in 1916, and he served as port captain in both Anchorage and Seward for the docks for many years. And my dad also was employed and retired from the railroad dock. In 1988, Dale was honored, very honored, to be appointed by Governor Tony Knowles to the Alaska Railroad Board of Directors, where he served for 12 years. He was doubly honored with the Seward Turkey being named after him. Love that. And with all that said, I'm looking forward with enthusiasm and optimism, as I know he would have, to the future of this new facility and the many opportunities I believe it will provide for the railroad, for Seward, and for our citizens in the years ahead. I extend my heartfelt thanks to the Alaska Railroad Board of Directors for your efforts in bringing this together.
Thank you so much, Carol Ann. And I just want to share, speaking to John, our real estate board committee chair, John Binkley, and he serves on the board, and also board chair Shively, and they wanted to express and say hello to you and thank you for coming to this event. They're much appreciative for your family's long years of involvement. We look forward to having that resolution come before them in November. Thank you.
I did want to say something funny about John Binkley.
That's what I love. Come on.
After Dale was honored by having the railroad named after him, I was looking through our files because I wanted to get my dates right. I saw a letter he had written back to John, thanking him for the honor of having the railroad named after him, but he was most concerned at the placement of the sign that had his name on it, because he was sure that the seagulls would attack it. And totally use it as the landing place. So anyway, I thought that was pretty funny.
That's amazing. We'll be careful with where the sign gets put on the building too. Yeah, it'll be under the awning. Yeah. So Jake, right there, he's the main project manager, designer for both the cruise ship terminal and the dock. So you heard it here first, how to protect that sign. Thank you. I did want to give a chance. I know we've been, people have been coming and going, sharing stories, but I also wanted to have just an opportunity if anyone wants to tell a story that's, I'm sure Christy has many stories. I'm not sure how many would be good for public consumption, but, oh, good, thanks, yeah. I always need one to kick it off. Thank you.
Before I start, I have to first say that coming to this building brought back some memories. This is the first place I worked in Seward in 1975 when I came to Seward 50 years ago. I was offloading ships for the pipeline on this very dock, so it's kind of nostalgic to end up back here. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Skip Ryerson. And I'd like to tell you a little bit about the man that this building was named for. And I had the good fortune of working for Dale and Carol Ann for over 30 years and considered Dale one of my best friends. For those who never had the opportunity to meet Dale or to know him, he was the kind of person that connected deeply with people. And he made everybody feel very, very special. For those of you that have experienced that, you know what I'm talking about. In the early days, people used to refer to Dale as Lucky Lindsey. Now, I don't know where that legacy came from, Carol Ann. It could have been when he was in the gold mining business. It could have been when he was fishing off his favorite boat, the 49er, and he hooked into a nice silver. He always seemed to get the first one when we were out fishing. So the legacy continues on. He's a dedicated husband, father, grandfather, and businessman. And in businesses like salmon fishing, gold mining, king crab fishing, crude oil exploration, and most of all, his and Carol Ann's passion, the refined petroleum product business. Having been born and raised in Seward, Alaska, Dale's luckiest day, though, was when he met Carol Ann Trevethan. That's where I think Lucky Lindsey comes from. And over the next 50 years, Dale and Carol went on to build the largest independent, family-owned refined petroleum business in Alaska and the Yukon Territory, as well as raise a wonderful family with their son and grandchildren currently running the legacy business today. I could go on and on telling you more about Dale and Carol, but that's not what they would prefer. They were very humble, quiet, reserved folks and avoided the spotlight. But rather than they enjoyed quietly helping others and building the towns around Alaska that they represented. And of course, the crown jewel in their lives was Seward, whereby Seward holds a special place in their hearts and where they have always been proud of this community and they continue to call home. So it's important to remember and honor those in our lives that have made a world a better place. And Dale R. Lindsey is in that special group of Alaskans, and which is why the Alaska Railroad honored him by naming this facility after him, in which we are so connected. And if you ever find yourself in Southeast Alaska, keep an eye out for the tugboat Dale R. Lindsey as it pulls the company barge around Southeast to supply petroleum products. And another little factoid tidbit, we have a couple of gentlemen from Turnigan Construction here today. And that same barge in Southeast Alaska that I just mentioned that was built in Dale's honor, it replaced the current 230 barge that was sold to Turnigan Construction that'll be working on this site in our community. So another reminder of Dale and Carol and the legacy they left behind. I miss my friend Dale Lindsey, and like many of you, I am very happy that his name and the family name will live on in Seward at the Dale R. Lindsey and now Dale and Carol Lindsey Seward Cruise Ship Terminal. will be enjoyed by many visitors to come and Alaskan citizens for generations to come. And thank you very much, and God bless.
Is there anyone else that would like to share a memory, or we can just keep talking with each other? I will say, I'm going to mention Louis Bencardino, who was port manager here for many years. Jack Goodwell was depot manager and actually worked for North Star here in this building for many years. Gary Ackerson, that recently passed away, he was guard here for many years, and I think it's important to remember all those folks. But, sorry. So if we're done, it'd just be great for us all to talk together. There's some more things to eat. You can ask questions about the new development or reminisce with each other about the great times that we've had here. With maybe some of you were never able to see the baseball practices that happened in here, and that was before we had windows. So the high school team did not break any windows. All the wrestling practices and the wrestling tournaments. We had the fire chief watch Joel's funeral in here. That was a large. We've had weddings and receptions, music festivals. There's been many kids over the years that have danced in here. Halloween carnivals. The fire chief was here earlier. We've had fire conferences here. Pioneers of Alaska, I believe they held 2 events here. I'm sure I'm going to forget something. The Sekuliak that's at the dock had their christening here. What I said? Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, Mr. Dickraff, right. Yeah, I was thinking that that might have been the biggest event that we ever had here, because there were quite a few people. I'm trying to think of any of the other one-offs. Oh yeah, the Lydia watch party that got me in trouble with my boss when we saw people jumping on their chairs. Yeah, that's pretty exciting. Not only, hopefully at the new cruise ship terminal we'll have a watch party for our next Seward Olympian. Maybe Lydia again. She can christen both terminals. But,
2006 Art Train.
I'm sorry, I have the words.
The Art Train.
Oh yeah, that was a good one. Oh yeah, Cornhole League. Forgot about the Cornhole League. Oh, senior walkers. That's been a point of pride, how many, having this facility be available for the seniors 3 times a week walking over the years. All the cruise ship passengers that have come and go through here. And just to let this group know, I think Jake knows this, is talking to some of the permitting folks with SHPO. We're going to have a historic kiosk in the terminal. So we'll be gathering the pictures that have been sent in and talk about the terminal over the years. I asked specifically that we have information honoring Dale R. and Carol Ann, so I need to take pictures of both of what you said, both of the speeches here today, just so we, it's easy for the tourists to come and go through this building and not be aware of, what a great legacy that it really is named after here in Seward. So. Okay, last chance. Any other comments? Okay. Oh, New Year's Eve party. I didn't go to that. The safety ball. Oh, the safety ball. I think there were 2 or 3 of those. That was fun, and the decorations were fantastic with that one, and the catering. Combat fishing. That's many years of combat fishing. I'm going to tell a funny story with the music festival. Breakers, just breaking. No heat. Who's been to a Halloween carnival here where the boilers went down? Terrible. And the wind was blowing. We had an earthquake. Was it 2018, 2019? They had the earthquake just a couple days before the music festival. And I had to do some inspections to let people come back in because Anchorage was saying, no, you don't want people in that building right after an earthquake. And I said, you don't want to tell the community of Seward that they're not coming in this building, so we made sure to have that happen.
Ducks Unlimited.
Oh, Ducks Unlimited, that's another one. How many people here have been under the dock? Yeah, you guys have? Yep. There's a whole catwalk under the dock that you can walk under. It's a little scary at high tide. The water laps kind of up at your feet. That won't happen with the new dock.
Can we get a last tour of that?
No. No. I don't know if that, I mean, security has to go down there tomorrow, but I don't know that I would walk on that catwalk system anymore. Oh, Friends of the Library fundraiser. And yep, Mary, and actually Tom and Mary, we had a little mobile library the last number of years for the cruise ship folks coming and going, and they just cleaned that up today, took that out, so that's been a big hit.
We've been doing serves here.
Oh yeah, serves. That's not, and for folks that don't know what serves is, that's the training for the oil spill response. And they loved this building. Dwayne can attest to that, because many of the ports that they train in, it's all outside. So they were so thrilled to be inside, outside. Oh, the Mexican tall ship. That was in the news 2 times. Yeah, it was here 2 times, because the first time they didn't pay us. So the second time I didn't let them dock until they paid their old bill. But, you know, we had that community event out on the ship, but that allowed, you know, we had the community walk through this building to get there. Just everything.
This is the Coast Guard over the years too, all the different Coast Guard ships.
Yep, and when the Coast Guard ships were here, we would allow them to use this building for, you know, recreation. Who was in this building when we had like the recessed track, where this was not the cruise ship terminal, where it was actually active with equipment and trains pulling in? Yeah.
So much soot in this building.
It was terrible.
Only been Carnino did
Cleaned it out. Who was in here? So when they first flipped it to a cruise ship terminal, they had carpet. Does anyone remember that carpet? And it was terrible because it would always get wet and dirty, and they had to clean it. And Louie was the one that said, "We're done." We pulled out all the carpet, and now the painted concrete. Oh, state ferries, that's a good one. So we talked to Representative Stutes all the time. She would love to see the ferry come back to Seward. So we work with her frequently on the dock designs for that. Yeah, state. Because they had a duty-free shop in the closet over here. I think we sold. They had a binocular stand one time. I'm trying to think of. Probably have some terrible stories that I'm not going to tell, but anything else? How many people have been in this building, like, say, 50 times? Oh, yeah, people, yeah, I mean, people that worked here. You know, upwards of 100 times. Skip, no, probably over the years. Stephanie, all the Longshore, Darcy. So we're really looking forward to the new terminal. We're glad to be able to replace what we had with this community. And I want, thank you all for coming out. Any of you senior walkers, I'm really trying to get the senior walkers to do one last lap. But you know, take a few minutes, look around, talk to your neighbor, but you know, take those good mental pictures, because we're gonna need you guys to, you know, share with the next folks when you go in the new cruise ship terminal and say, my day in the old cruise ship terminal. Yeah.
So it all comes down to the 22nd?
So the last cruise ship is the 21st. Is that right, Dwayne?
Yes, the last cruise ship's the 21st. We have the day of the 22nd to remove all critical items and get out of here. So there'll be a lot of activity. Anybody who wants a souvenir, you can take the seat you're sitting in.
Yeah.
Wonderful. We have a lot of things to get rid of. Yeah.
He's serious. The cruise line agency said if people sit down, tell them they have to take the chair.
So I found a home for those. They're going to be up and down the rail belt. Our depot manager
I don't know if people know the story behind those, but those were actually made at Spring Creek. And those were great benches for many years. And Debbie was here just a little bit, but Debbie was most thrilled when we outfitted those with wheels because they were very heavy and we used to have to move those. I know, yep.
I can't remember, it was a really cool thing when we had that great cafe back in there.
What was that?
Remember the cafe where you go to get your grub and stuff?
I know, that was before my time. You know what, Flora was here, or the Lemuses, they would remember. I think it was in that, like across from the bathrooms, because there's water. I don't remember what that name was. That was probably a very nice amenity. And I don't know if you guys knew, for a long time, North Star Services was actually contracted to run the dock. So North Star actually ran the dock and ran the operations, and then I don't think Louis was the first port manager back, but they brought port managers in and turned it back over to, I mean, the railroad still owned the asset, but they asked North Star to run. Aaron Lemus came with a great picture today. It had the Sea Land barge, you know, that had the double-decker barge, and the concrete, landing is still there. That wasn't demoed. But it had a Sea Land barge. It had the Polish fisherman fleet on the end. Who remembers that? And then on this side they had a pipe ship, and then you could even see that there was a coal ship on the coal dock. So that was a pretty special picture. And I don't know if any of you had been on the governor's floor of the Capitol. In his conference room, there's pictures of the Seward dock and, you know, the pipeline being offloaded on our dock. So it's one of those things, if you know, you look at those pictures and you can identify, you know, those gantry cranes and that pipe being.
There was a pipeline there, I was in North Fork, and I came down by our mark and had, for all the permafrost, those 8-foot by 2-foot styrofoam, blue styrofoam, and they were unloading it here. Well, the wind got all over. And we looked out on the beach, and it looked like there were a bunch of whales or something jumping. Like, oh my God, that stuff was blowing out.
Oh my goodness. That's funny. I don't know if you guys see, like, we call them camels or Yokohamas along the dock. Every once in a while we get a call and be like, there's one of your Yokohamas out here at Lowell Point, because they would periodically break off and float, and those are worth about $15,000 now, so we definitely ran out and found those pretty quickly. Well, good, and I think all of you know Dwayne Atwood. He's our port manager, and he's just done amazing things this summer. Yeah, great. He's just been, not only have we been running safe cruise ship operations, loading pipe in the yard, but having a construction, season out front, and so no one's died, which is phenomenal. So he's doing a great job, and Darcy Larson is one of the new assistant port managers, and the railroad's beefing up the staffing, so we now have 2 assistant port managers plus Dwayne, so we're looking forward to good things to come in Seward. So if you guys ever need anything or have any more questions, Dwayne's always available. His office, during the demo, will be at the coal facility, the blue building next door. Great, well, we will be around till 7. Again, appreciate everyone coming today. Even see a UAA, Seward Marine Center guy here that probably has some tales to tell about your vessels at the dock, the Tiglex. And yeah, but thank you guys very much for coming. Appreciate it.